Hello guys, welcome back to a new vlog of Miss Adino. So if you're new here, my name is Miss Adino. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for being loyal. And yeah, so today I thought I should share with you guys how I got my Italian visit visa. So this would help a few of you who are looking forward to visit Italy, and this is just about my experience. Probably if you're looking into something else, just go onto Google. The requirements are usually almost the same, just a little bit of a difference here and there when it comes to proof of the paperwork that they need. So if you're looking for something else other than the visit visa, then definitely hop onto Google and search, and you'll find all the requirements that they need. So anyways, before I made up my mind to travel to Italy, I did my own research online and I checked stuff like on Google and the requirements of the visa, how long the process takes, So yeah, so when I thought I was ready, I called, I think it is VFS Global Services or Visa Global, the one in Westlands opposite ABC. Sorry, not opposite ABC, opposite Safaricom, but a little bit closer to ABC. So you pass ABC and then it's just directly opposite Safaricom offices in Westlands. I hope you people do understand me. And then at the junction whereby you go down opposite the Safaricom, you enter the same junction that you were dropped. You just go directly ahead, straight ahead. And then I think on your right side and the offices on the left side. But there is some vibandas around there. So I think it's an area that is popularly known. So I'm talking to people who have never applied for any visa and went to their offices. But if you've done that before, then you definitely know where I'm talking about. Yeah. So I called them and I asked them when I would like to travel to Italy for holiday. So I would like to book a date for my interview if they do have any slots available. And they told me they do have, and they gave me like 3 dates in April. I remember it was around April. So they gave me like, sorry, it was in March, but the appointment was in 1 month time. Yeah, because I think they had for March, but I didn't want for March, towards the end of March. So I told them to give me 1 more month. I would like a month far away from, in a month's time, sorry. I wanted in a month's time. And so they told me, okay, so they have these dates and these dates. And so they set an appointment for me. And then we got it squared out. So, and then I started working towards it, what they needed, everything. I had to look for this and that, good conduct. I think I searched for a good conduct. I had to apply for the good conduct, and then I had to apply for a new passport because my other passport was full. The old passport was full because I had traveled also a lot, and so it didn't have any more space. So I had to apply for a new one. And then what else did I apply for? Insurance. I had to search for an insurance. Yeah. So anyway, after I called the agent, first things first, I applied for the good conduct because I don't know how I didn't know how long the good conduct will take. And with the good conduct now, you can either go to Huduma Center and apply, or you can do it online on eCitizen, and then you go for the fingerprints to be taken at the Huduma Center in Posta, Mombasa. Now this is in Mombasa because I come from Mombasa. So in Posta, there used to be Huduma. I don't know if that still exists, but there used to be Huduma Center in Posta. So you go there and then they take your fingerprints. And then I went to apply for the insurance. For the insurance, you have to take insurance the day of travel, I think one day before the travel and days after the travel, if I am not wrong, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I think I took one day before my trip, and then a few days after my trip. I think I took like almost a week after my trip. And if I have not forgotten, but I think I paid like around 2,500 Kenya shillings for the insurance. And then I went online and downloaded a form that will ask you your name and everything, your personal information, and the countries you're willing to visit when you get the visa. Because usually you are asked, what countries again will you be traveling to? Nowadays they ask, I don't think before they used to ask, but nowadays they usually ask like which country is your point of entry and which country is your point of exit, or which countries are you also going to visit, you understand? So yeah, so I filled up the form, and then so the insurance is already done, the good conduct is already done, the form is already done. So a letter, they need a letter to explain the reason for your trip. So you need to write a letter telling them why are you going to Italy, and you need to give them a reason as to why you're going there, and if you're going to a surety that you're going to come back. They need to know that also. And then after that, they also need an itinerary of the places you're going to visit. Like for example, if today is day one, once you arrive, probably the first day you'll take it to rest if you're tired, and then the second day, what are you going to do? Like you go to the Spanish Steps, or you go to the Rome Cathedral, or you go to Holy Basilica, you know, those tourist places. You have to write them down, how you'll be going to them, and the dates. And then they also need your flight booking, not really booking, but you know, the how do they collect like a duplicate ticket? You have to go to the travel agency, and then you tell them that you just need a booking, but you don't pay for it for the full amount. You just pay the, I think for me they charged me like 1,500, and I told them that I need a ticket to go to Italy, so I want to do a booking so that they know that I'll be paying for it. And then hotel for stay also, you need to do it. And then after that, what else is needed? Hotel booking and stuff. You know, your passport is already needed. So for me, I told you earlier, I booked for my passport because my passport was almost over. So it was done. The old one was completely filled up. So I had to apply for another one. So passport is definitely a must. They need your bank statement for 3 months. 3 months before your interview date, or yeah, 3 months before your interview date. They need a bank statement. And usually your bank statement, it's not that they need a bank statement that you have this amount of money. They need a bank statement showing that your money has been going in and out. You withdraw, you deposit, you withdraw, they need the right word to use is active. So your bank account has to be active. You don't just deposit and then you don't remove the money. They will suspect you. So usually if you make this mistake and you're denied a visa and you don't know the reason, that could be the reason as to why. Because you might have everything and your bank account has the money, but it's not showing how active yours is. So mine, I was putting and withdrawing, but that has been my life because of course I've been working, paying bills and stuff, so mine was always active. But you know, most people in Kenya, when they put some savings, they don't want to touch it. And if you have a plan to travel somewhere, you just put in their money and then you don't withdraw in and out or deposit, you know. So it's just like you're just saving, and then it will raise an alarm. Why are you not using the money? Because it's not a saving account, you know. So please be using your account. Even if you withdraw, you keep it in your purse and then go back and deposit it again. At least you're doing something with your account. And then they need biometric passport size photos. I don't know whether they took 2 or 1. but I know I did a lot, because in Kenya it's usually 6. They give you 6 when you do a photo shoot for passport. They usually give, I think, 6 pieces, and I don't remember if they took 2 or they took 1. And then they also need, after all this, when you go for your interview, when you present all these documents and they see that you have definitely adhered to everything that they need, then they will ask you questions like, you've been traveling. For me, they asked me, so you've been traveling a lot to these countries, how have you been sustaining yourself? And I told them that I had a job in the Middle East. I was working at Victoria's Secret Bahrain, and so I told them that I was working there, and that's the reason I was traveling, because it's also my hobby. So I was traveling here and there on my birthdays, on off days. Sometimes if I will work extra days to get so many days off, and then I take myself to Dubai to rest or something, you know. So I was always traveling here and there. And then, yeah, they also asked me what was my assurance of coming. And at that particular time, I had a Mtumba business, and I didn't want to lose it because I had just moved back to Kenya. So I was trying to sustain my business and make it grow and stuff. So I didn't want to lose the opportunity of investing in myself. So that's another question they asked me. And then what else did they ask me? They asked me if I was married, and of course, if you're married, they will ask for the documents of your husband, and you definitely have to prove it, you know, that this is my husband. If your husband is somebody who comes from abroad, then they will ask for his passport to show the rubber stamps that he has been coming in and out to see you, proof, and the latest stamp from the airport showing that he came, and he usually comes and goes. So that is another question that they asked me. And then for the marriage certificate, they will also ask if you are married, if applicable. Yeah, they will ask for the marriage certificate, the passport copy showing the rubber stamps of in and out of the country. And then what question they asked me again? Yeah, what am I going to do in Italy? They want to see if it matches what I said in my letter and in my itinerary. They would like to know if what I'm saying really matches what I gave to them. So they asked me, okay, when are you traveling to Italy? And I told them the date. And they asked me, what are you going to do? And I told them it's for my birthday. I'm going to enjoy myself, because usually on my birthdays I take myself for trips. And so I would like to travel for a birthday treat. And so I'll be visiting this place and that place. And so they told me, okay, so you go to the next step, you will enter this room. So we give you this ticket number, you go and wait. That one tells you that already, like, somehow you have moved to the next level. So it's giving you more hopes, you know, that you've given the required items, and so you're probably close to the finish line, and it's probably a positive feedback. So when they asked me to go to the next room, it was the biometric room. That is where they take your fingerprints to check if there's any criminal record. Even as much as you've given your good conduct, they also have to check. And also, once you get here, if you commit anything, maybe let's say you lose your passport or anything, or you come here and run away, and then they want to find out your information, then they just take your fingerprint and everything comes out. If you are a criminal before and you lied, you came here and you changed your names and stuff. So for criminality purposes, they usually nowadays they do the biometric data, because before I had it was an issue in Europe, and so now they're more strict. So your fingerprints are going to be taken, and they will find out what countries you've gone to, which countries have you applied for the visa, where if you lie to them you've never applied for any visa, then it's definitely going to show that you applied somewhere else within the Schengen countries, and probably they denied you. Yeah, for those purposes, I think so. So yeah, that was my process, and I am praying and hoping that you that is going to apply is definitely going to get a chance to be considered, you know, because it's never easy getting to Europe. Trust me, the process can be hectic. But if you have the right documents, then it's a click. And yeah, so in this process, I forgot to inform you that in this process, If you come from a town far from Nairobi and you cannot pick your passport, then you have to pay an extra fee for them to send it to you, to your address. And I think I paid around 950 Kenya shillings, if I'm not wrong. And my passport came, by the way, my passport came after like 1 day. So like I went for the interview today, and then the next day we slept. And then the third day, my passport arrived at my doorstep in Mombasa. And also there is a visa fee charge that I forgot to mention. And the visa fee charge, I think it was around 9,900 and something. Now I think it's 10,200. I am not sure, but I think the prices have gone up. And every embassy, every Schengen country has their own visa prices. And then in this bank account of yours, usually they would like to have more money, to see your bank account having more money, not the exact amount that you are going to use during your trip. And I think for Italy, they want you to have like at least 45 to 50 euro per day. That is like 5,000 to 6,000 Kenya shillings every day for food. So times the number of days that you're going, and I think you have to have an emergency number. Also, for the visa, they will give you extra days. If you're going for 3 days, I think they will give you 1 week extra, or 9 days extra, something like that. So they usually give you days extra. Like for me, they gave me a few days extra. I applied for like I think 5 days, and they gave me more days extra. So yeah, so usually that's why the insurance also lasts long. You have to take a longer period of insurance just in case you change your mind, you know, to do more of the touring, or maybe the trip isn't enough for you. You have to extend, but just make sure that you go out before the last date of the visa expiring, at least 1 day before, you know. So yeah, so I hope that you guys that are listening, oh sorry, for the traveling agency that I used the one at TSS building in Mombasa, the one around the corner opposite Ambalal, the one that has the building that has JKUAT University. So opposite TSS, near the Kenya Power, upstairs. I went to the travel agency upstairs, and they're the ones who did the booking for me for the flight in the hotel, and they charged 1,500. So I think I've given you all the information that you need, the nitty-gritty of the whole thing. So I'm hoping that you that is listening to this video will definitely do as I have told you. But if you need more information, you can always hop onto Google and check further, you know. So I pray that you do get your visa if you are trying to apply for it. And yeah, so if you like this video, please like, share, comment, and let me know what you want me to do next. If not, please, I will be coming with my own videos, and I hope that you guys will be enjoying the ride with me. Please show some love. We've come to the end of the video, so